As far as the relation between the temple and the Bhakti-Vrikshas, of course in some place there is no temple, but there are Bhakti-Vrikshas. So the whole spiritual social life of the whole community is centered on the Bhakti-Vriksha life. In some places, of course, there is a temple, and ideally there should be very good harmony, very good cooperation. All the Bhakti-Vrikshas, if they are close enough, they can attend the temple functions or the Sunday program, the festivals. This can be coordinated. It depends very much on how the temple is active in leading this Bhakti-Vriksha. If the temple takes interest, gives attention to the groups, to the structures, tries to facilitate, then a very good synergy can be generated, a very good harmonious relation can be generated. I know temples where many aspects of the temple services is taken care by the Bhakti-Vrikshas, like for instance cooking for the Sunday program or making garlands. There are places like Hyderabad or Calcutta in India where the Bhakti-Vrikshas integrate the temple services in a way that the temples are very happy. They relieve the temple from a lot of burdens of love. Like they know that on the Sunday this batch of Bhakti-Vriksha groups will come, will take care of the feast, the Sunday feast. So they are relieved that they see the benefit. And for the devotees in Bhakti-Vriksha, it's also an honor, it's a privilege to directly serve the deities and the guests of the deities. So the relation between temple and Bhakti-Vriksha is natural, and it just needs a little attention, a little reciprocal care, respect, and of course temples who want to do Bhakti-Vriksha, they need to understand certain principles. They need to somewhat also get trained so that in their role as the, to say, official brahmanas or worshippers of the deities, they can benefit the whole community with their experience, with their example. We would like to see the temples as pilgrimage places for all the Bhakti-Vriksha members, a place where they get education, they get inspiration, they get support, they get encouragement, and they get practical example of how to live Vaishnava life in a very high standard. In the relation between the temple and the Bhakti-Vriksha, we have to be a little careful that the temple reinvests in the growth of the Bhakti-Vriksha. In some rare cases, we see how the temple has more of an idea that these Bhakti-Vriksha members are more for collection. Sometimes they give quotas for collection, for fundraising, for maintenance of the temple to each group. And sometimes the relation become a little bit strained. Of course, we want to encourage people to be charitable, to be generous, and to donate for the mission. At the same time, we should not apply the half-hand logic, the Harda Kukuti Nyaya, when this foolish farmer had this chicken, and he noticed that, from the backside the eggs come. So the backside is very valuable, but the front side, it takes the feed, so it costs money to feed. So this farmer decided to cut the chicken into half and just keep the posterior half, so he could get only the eggs. But then obviously the chicken died and he couldn't get anything. So we need to understand these Bhakti-Vrikshas are not just pools for getting money or getting services. We need to understand these are volunteers. They have often many things in life. They have families, they have jobs, they have many responsibilities, and we should not demand too much. We should see long term how, if they develop as dedicated devotees, they develop as deeply understanding the philosophy, there will be an asset. There will be an asset that sometimes they sit in in the temple board, they can take leadership. So we encourage not to try to focus only on the immediate benefits that the temple can have from the Bhakti-Vriksha. It's a long-term relation. It should be based on mutual respect. We should understand, we should appreciate each other's service. The Bhakti-Vriksha members should appreciate how the temple devotees are full-time engaged, from Mongol Arctic to night in direct services. The temple devotees should also appreciate that these grihastas, although living often in big cities, they have to spend so much time in traffic, they have to spend so much time at work, they have to spend time with the families. Still they find the time and the sincerity to come together and be in the Bhakti-Vriksha and do even some missionary activities. So there should be a healthy respect among all the members of the communities, so that the Bhakti-Vriksha, this trio of devotion, can grow harmoniously and very healthily, and everybody can benefit and everybody can enjoy the fruits. If we try to get too many fruits too soon, then the tree will dry up and will get no fruits at all. The temple leaders should understand that the more they involve themselves, more the relation will develop. See, in Bhakti-Vriksha, everything is a volunteer. It's a volunteer effort, it's a volunteer endeavor to join the groups, to lead the groups. Nobody is paid to do these things. So the temple should understand that to gain the trust, the confidence, and the respect of the groups, more the temple involves and more the temple generously helps by visiting, by organizing, by facilitating the groups, the more this relation will grow. We cannot really demand respect. As Srila Prabhupada said, we cannot demand respect, we need to command respect. So when the Bhakti-Vriksha really sees that the temple is interested in their spiritual advancement, in their purification, they will reciprocate. It will be nature. As far as the different experiences in the world, Bhakti-Vriksha has been around now since about almost 15 years. And there are very good experiences. Some place in India, like Calcutta, now they have some 70, 80 groups. In Bangalore, they have about 80 groups. Some places they started earlier, some places they started later, but then they exploded. It's really a matter of the level of attention and the level of seriousness in which one community starts and develops Bhakti-Vriksha. We have places in Russia, is very much established as the way the communities in many of the cities of Russia, in the Middle East, and also examples of smaller communities in Europe or in Latin America and so on. So the concept is more or less heard in different parts of the world. Some places call it Bhakti-Vriksha, but may not have all the elements, and as a result they don't have all the potency of Bhakti-Vriksha, or the experience is not as enthusiastic or inspiring as having the full Bhakti-Vriksha. But our experience is that when the leaders have taken it very seriously, they have understood the principles, and they put their own time and energy, things have grown and people have responded and people came forward and took leadership. We have seen sometime how in some temples people are just requested to come to the Sunday program, and they come sometime year after year without showing any special advancement or any special initiative. But we see sometime in Bhakti-Vriksha communities where people are requested from the beginning that, okay, in 1 year, in 2 years, you'll become a leader and you'll become responsible for other people. People come up, take up the challenge, and they perform very well. Also because many of these people are very resourceful, they're already professionals, they're already successful in their life. So if we give them some trust, some confidence, and we give them the challenge. Many of them come up and they take it fully. And so the movement benefits, they benefit, and everybody is happier for that. So we have the goal of having more devotees and happier devotees. And the Bhakti-Vriksha can be a very powerful instrument to achieve that.